as 3-year-old whole hearts, a inner child that maintains secure attachment, differentiation of the self, and therefore knows I have thoughts and feelings that I can work through and that don't need to match my family. I do not create a filter for myself, and therefore I maintain my Purusha Prakriti connection. Pure consciousness, Purusha, unconditional love, Prakriti, pure energy, and it's just you maintaining an embodied brain and your relationship with left and right mode. So you have the same as any other person, because we all have that same attachment system, social system, all of aspects that I'm attachment and trauma informed. Thanks to my educational certificates, I know about the mind, the body, and relationships, learning about that with Daniel Siegel and Mindsight Institute. And we have a lot of great updated empirical data. Not all believe in it. In fact, the bad psychoeducators who think that you need fixing, they don't believe in the updated info of the colleagues. In fact, their colleagues still get smart aleck remarks from. So long story short though, let me put all that to the side. I'm also 5D mystic. So let me bring into the mix my lovely woo-woo pseudo stuff, pseudoscience. We do that because we respect that there's empirical sciences and they all prove the same things. For those who want to believe in updated good information, those who want to keep the ancients around, that's for them. So for 5D mystics, we don't actually close our heart and lose the temple, which is energy, FYI. And so that's why Purusha Prakriti, a person who's pure consciousness, is a person who's a restorative embodied self and an integrated brain. Anybody who has done good therapy with EMDR, child parts work, or internal family system model and somatics, those three combined are important for any person who knows of this. It's because they did return home to their true self. They know self-compassion and compassion towards others. So some of us never left that land. So we don't have heartbreak. There it goes, heartbreak. The same way others do. We have heartbreak, of course, but it's a muscle. And because we have a relationship with the emotions, and so when our limbic system is in the alert, 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 we have shit going down. As Tara Brach has pointed out in one of her great meditation videos, that when we are in those moments, we have an opportunity. Some of us just know how to put in the inner growth mindset because we appreciate our uniqueness, flawed and imperfect as we are, with unconditional love, and do not hold a lack mindset. Now, envy and jealousy, our ancestors did have those basic emotions, as do others who have the lack mindset. And it's not about your conceptualization of the word, because conceptually people will say in different ways that some of those emotions are about appreciating another person's worth. So that somebody could have envy because they will be motivated to become, so they won't have any ill feelings, if you will. And again, that's where people choose how to share with each other life. And because grown-ups are not going to be like, no, you used the word wrong. Yeah, we don't do that. Okay, so back to us. 5D mystics and 5D functional adults, they're all people who are open-minded, and they do not have a heart that is closed. They have a 3-year-old whole heart. So those first 3 years of our life are implicit memory. Then explicit memory comes into the mix. However, how you are held does make a difference if you will have an emotional body connection or not. And if you have developmental trauma or not. Okay, and on that note, we have compassion. But as I was saying in the short, what you will notice is that a lot of people, they only live the lack mindset. And that's where, when you, 43 years of life, if we want to talk about teenage stuff, young adult stuff, and even older mature adult stuff, what I can share with you is people who lose their 3-year-old whole heart, they consistently stay heartbroken, and would they actually sit in rumination? They make up stories with their charged parts. Their 0-1-year-old attached panicky, which they won't be aware of. Their 3 to 7 shame submissive, flight, fight. And flight is 11, 12, fight is 14, 15, 16, and freeze is of all ages. And so when someone says, no, I don't trust people, or basically you figure out that people are actually evaluating. So that began as a teenager. I was very much made aware of how people don't trust themselves. They don't trust others. And as a choice point, I said, I'm not going to close my heart. Why would I not love spontaneously? That makes no sense whatsoever. After all, emotions are a part of life. So here's where a person who knows equanimity, inner growth, left and right mode, we don't do the trust break chit chatter, which is, oh, they broke my trust. You didn't show up for me, so I'm all alone and I'll always be alone. And that's really our attachment system, by the way. Okay, so it's insulting when we meet a lot of different people throughout the years, even though insulting, really, at the end of the day, it's a standard at this point. Now what I know is, okay, they don't know how to be functional adults. They don't even know how to be secure attachment people. They only know how to project their actual not soothed own self. And we give the 3-year-old the floor. Now, this is for those who are not moving into their expansion, okay? Let's just make that clear. The friends and the people that end up adding up in our life, they consistently, we grow all together. But to just make a generalized chit-chat, when you're a functional adult, secure attachment, and you meet people, you're not actually presenting a list of to-dos, and you're not trying to evaluate them. There's not an amygdala that's alerted to you, are you worthy to me or not? And I have had people, it's funny when you're so intuitive, and that's not, I mean, I know some people say it's the mystic stuff, and maybe it is, but really we're all nervous systems, so we can pick up on each other. And please appeasers, as well as attach, cry, and then collapse, submit. Yeah, those safety behaviors. It's a defense mechanism. You know, it's people who can't handle their attachment system, and they can't handle, meaning they haven't learned to work with their window, first, of tolerance. They haven't chosen to go and check out how not to project their own relational habits from their own home. So their trust breaks didn't happen out in the open. No, you're 0-1-year-old, you're 0-1 to 2, you're 2 to 3. It's in your own home. That's why, again, a person who doesn't have a trust break, when you're meeting person after person after person, and this is just in a general sense, again, put to the side family, because we grow up with our family. We actually learn, thanks to our family, how to be, I learned from my mother how to be respectful, how to choose the right silence, and I learned with my siblings how to engage with different opinions, and then with my extended family, of course, how to consistently be people who love and respect each other and expand consciousness. But when you meet people who you figure out in time, because everyone's a pattern of themselves until they become actually their enlightenment soul age, if I have to add that one. So if you don't know who you are as a human 101, you won't really know how to move out of your childish story, because your nervous system is your embodied brain and nervous system, and that chit chatter and whatever patterns you have, they began, again, the first 3, it's implicit. It's all about body language and things that you will do without thinking. The explicit is what you can begin working on, and really, if you don't look into your emotions in a way of, I want to find out how to be more enriched with people. So for a person who's always in Purusha Prakriti, which is why we know enlightenment, the vibration, we know this selflessness, timelessness, effortlessness, richness, our brain, because it's integrated, and the default mode network is on with the ventral vagal state. Every day is a Satori moment, and every day that I began to grow up and realize from teenage land that people chose fear over love. Oh, I'm not going to trust you. I'm going to look at you from far. I'm going to make up shit in my head. And then I'm going to believe in it, because why not? I know everything. Sure. Okay. You make up all the shit you want in your brain. You can keep doing that. So a lot of people, yeah, not some. There's a buttload of 4D mystics out there, and just people who are in relationships while with lists. It's insulting, but we get used to it, which is why we don't really tend to, when people are projecting, we just allow ourselves to, data point. Okay, yeah, we can have fun over here. But what are beautiful are the relationships with secure attachment people. So come and join us. Relationships minus the drama, direct communication. You're a shit. No, you're a shit. And we don't actually hide any of our feelings. We do direct communication because we don't want formalities. What's up with the formalities? And there's passion here. I'm partly Neapolitan, I should say that. Yeah, I get loud and all of that. So we don't do drama. We do love the innocent way, and we don't create a bunch of lists. So for the adaptive children, they got therapists that can help them to become grown-ups. For grown-ups, tune on in and enjoy 5D Mystics